Well, Michael, it's really nice to catch up with you. And I was going to say, I hope you're keeping well, but it looks as though you've had some sort of accident. I trust things are okay.
Everything is fine, Roddy. Thank you for asking. And same here. It's been it's great to see you in good shape. I've had just a bit of bad luck playing basketball here in Poland, but it's fine now. So everything goes well. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Good. Well, best wishes for a speedy recovery. So, Michael, as you probably know, we conduct an annual survey of just our global network, and we do that to understand quality, the sense of family and teamwork, and whether we're delivering on our commitment of helping clients with their greatest problems. Well, on our last survey, participants noted that you were one of the greatest team members to work with on our global teams. And so I wanted to ask you about that. But first, Michael, perhaps tell us a little bit about your background, where you're based, your area of practice and focus, things like that.
Okay, thanks, Rodney. Thanks for those words. I'm not sure what this is coming from. Because I've never seen myself as this great addition to the global team, but I am also always very happy to be a part of this global team, because I think that we have a very, very great team placed in many different jurisdictions that perfectly interact with each other, and I think it's just to be good to be part of that team. So I'm based in Poland. As you know, I'm a partner on the international tax team in Poland. Have been with KPMG Poland basically all my professional life, which started in 2007 when I came back to Poland from US, actually, where I did an LLM at the University of Florida, a international tax program at the University of Florida. Go Gators! And before that, I studied for 5 years law in Poland. So I'm an attorney in Poland and in the US, practicing obviously only in Poland, and started my career just after the studies, basically with KPMG, climbing the ladder, from the consultant level or assistant level to a partner, which I became in 2018. So, my work concentrates on international tax projects, mainly inbound, but also some of the outbound projects, assisting multinational groups in their reorganizations, restructuring, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Nice. And I got to believe, Michael, I mean, Poland is a very popular destination for inbound foreign direct investment. Lots of multinationals investing into Poland. And it seems as though there's been a lot of discussion around changing the tax laws in Poland. So I've got to believe this is keeping you super busy at the moment.
Absolutely. I mean, the times that we are currently live in are very, very interesting, not only because of the geopolitical climate, and obviously all that is happening behind our eastern border, but also because of all the changes that are being brought by both OECD and EU Commission initiatives. So and our government, who has decided to be sort of a front runner in all these initiatives, is keeping us super busy. A nice example of that is MDR, or our MDR rules, that sixth directive, which I don't know if you are aware, but Poland has actually introduced these rules as the first country 1.5 year before all other EU jurisdictions decided to implement those rules. So we have been these guinea pigs here in Poland for 18 months, closer to 2 years. Struggling with MDR rules, and that's how it is actually in Poland. So we have a lot to work with. Our government is obviously also sort of struggling with the EU Commission, the political tension, trying to get the recovery funds recovery plan green lighted so that the money keeps coming to Poland. On the other hand, we are sort of blocking the Pillar 2, the BEPS 2 initiatives. So there's lots of interesting things happening in Poland. I think that Poland has become this focus point internationally. One, because of its role in the EU, which has become more and more important because of the way government is negotiating these initiatives or these agreements at the ECOFIN level, but also due to the geopolitical situation. So investments have been coming steadily for the past years, but obviously right now I think that the investors are sort of taking it easy, sort of waiting what is going to happen, because we have very high inflation in Poland. I think higher than most of the other jurisdictions. There are talks of first recession actually in Poland, because we have been growing very steadily for the past, I think, 20 years. We haven't seen anything close to recession in those 20 or some years. Even in those crisis times in 2008, 9 and 10, we had steady growing economy. So now I think the times are really, really interesting, and with all the initiatives, with all the things that are happening politically, I think that 2023, is bound to be a very, very interesting year.
Well, it'll definitely be a watch this space with everything coming in potentially around Pillar 2, domestic law change, and
exactly.
And just the general geopolitical climate in that part. So no wonder you're keeping busy, Michael. So tell us a little bit about your philosophy, this point about being a great team member, working on global teams. How do you approach working on a global, virtual team as they are today, helping clients with the most complex global issues? How do you approach that?
Well, I've always thought that being a team member, a good support for all our KPMG teams is a very important element of building our reputation globally. I think it's very important that we, as KPMG, are seen as one by our clients, and for that to happen, it's really, really important that we really, talk to each other, communicate, exchange information on daily basis, and that we don't, let's say, communicate only through official projects, streams, MFEs, multi-firm agreements, etc., but are able to, simply pick up a phone, call each other, discuss things when needed, and support each other when needed. I think that's very important. I've always tried to do that, to be always available to all different teams, not only when there is a particular project, with money behind, but whenever there is assistance needed, basically, and so I'm always available, basically, to have a call, to support other teams, because I think that really, really builds our reputation and helps us win or perform better in global projects and international projects, and as a result, win more and more work. So
that's a really great philosophy: accessibility and continuous communication and transparency. That's a great philosophy. And Michael, for those that are watching us have this conversation today, if you had any tips, advice, words of wisdom, things like that for folk that are just starting on their journey of working on global virtual teams, or perhaps they already are and are looking to be an even greater team member, what few tips or words of advice would you have for folk?
Well, I'm not sure whether I'm actually wise enough or suited or equipped, to actually give those words of wisdom. I think that there are many people globally around KPMG that are far better suited, yourself included, to give those words of the advice. And I'm also still a young member of the of partnership, basically, and of KPMG organization. But if I had to say one thing, I would say that be open-minded. Be just enjoy your time and your work with your team members, and try to position yourself always in the shoes of your colleagues, because I think that what goes around comes around, and if you are being friendly and helpful just for the sake of being friendly and helpful, someday this will come back to you, and you will be shown the same attitude by others. So I think
that's really good advice. So be open-minded, so open to different views, and it almost sounds like treat others as you'd wish to be treated in the future.
Exactly.
Well, Michael, those are great pieces of advice. So again, I'd like to congratulate you on being called out as just a great global team member, and I really hope you recover sometime soon from your damage.
Hope so as well. Thank you, Rodney.
Okay, thanks, Michael.
Thank you. Bye-bye.